of you were here for the table topics this morning? You know, I think table topics are fantastic. In fact, a couple of weeks ago at Toastmasters, I got given a table topic. One of those things where you get up, a really good question comes across, and it totally blanks your mind. You give a really dorky response and sit down, and then suddenly everything floods in, and you think, oh wow, I know all the answers now. Well, it did reawaken a dream in me. Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, and of course our esteemed, wise, beneficent, intelligent judges who are looking really good today. I want to tell you about that dream. Now, first of all, I guess I should tell you the question. The question was, if you were added to the Olympic team for New Zealand, what sport would it be in, and how would you justify that inclusion? Now that's a great question for me, because I'm in such a good form because of sport. I mean, I could watch it for hours. So when I got that question, it was great. As I said, didn't respond so well to it, but it did reawaken some dreams. In my youth, I used to have lots of dreams. I had fantastic dreams about things that were going to happen in my life. I had these dreams that were really raunchy. I had dreams about being, a superhero and saving the world, and, I wanted to be Spider-Man or something like that. I also had dreams about representing my country in the Olympic Games. So, it wasn't something new to me. I had thought about it before. Now I had to consider what sport would I represent the country in. So I thought a while about women's beach volleyball, and then I came back to the question, and you might be surprised to know that in my youth, I actually represented my province, Nelson and Tasman Bays, in 6 different sports. Back in those days, I was intelligent, good-looking, young, vital, sexy, really charming. Now, I admit I covered it quite well, but the sexy's still there. Unfortunately, of those 6 sports, only one of them is an Olympic discipline. Now that sport involved women, leather, chains, whips, and a big piece of meat between my legs. I'm talking about horse riding, of course. Equestrian eventing, in fact. In my early teens, I discovered that my sister, who was into horse riding, belonged to a pony club where there were 200 women and only a couple of guys. Now, I was quite good at maths in those days, and I worked out that my odds were quite good. So I joined up the club and got into horse riding. And I succeeded quite well. Also on the horse riding front, where at a national level, I competed against the likes of Mark Todd, and I won a national 2-day event ahead of him. So I had competed at a high level. Eventing would be my choice of discipline at the Olympic Games. But that's not the only reason. My obvious skill is not the only reason. While I am well endowed, there are other areas that put me forward as being a strong contender. Firstly, my fashion sense. The New Zealand Olympic team dressed in black. I look great in black. I mean, that's obvious. Some of you may have also noticed that I'm middle-aged. Now, it's obvious because my age is showing around my middle. But it also has another connotation. As a middle-aged guy, I have my shirt wide open, and I have a space here for a medallion. Now that's a huge incentive for me to get up on top of that guy and win the gold medallion. Put it here. So fashion sense is obviously, and of course Crocs, a great accessory. Don't you agree? Yes. Another reason why I should be in the team is my physiological advantage. Now, many of you have heard with Beijing recently, one of the big concerns was the fact that there was so much smog and pollution. I've smoked for 25 years. I've had respiratory training. Really. I've got advantages over all those fitness freaks who just haven't had that opportunity. Thirdly, of course, there's my mental fitness. I am mentally fit. I think about exercising all the time. I also have from a mental perspective, I have a very positive outlook on life. I'm an optimist, not a realist. So it doesn't matter how far behind in the field I am, I'll believe that I can win. You've probably heard the saying, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. Preston said that in 1908, and I think, well, it's a good saying, he was a loser. Personally, I think that if I don't win, there's a reason. I'm more of the Oscar Wilde school. It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you place the blame. I've got that mental agility to be able to handle this quite well. Okay? The next level, the fifth reason why I think that I should be in the team, is my cultural sensitivity and patriotism. I am culturally sensitive. I know the New Zealand anthem in both Maori and English. And I can sing it, I can stand up there on top of the dais, singing it loudly and proudly and badly, and really feel that I'm up there for New Zealand. I know the haka as well, and I'm really good at like, kamate, kora, kora. And I'm really good with my tongue as well, ladies. I've been really good from that perspective, representing New Zealand. So overall, I'd like to just wrap it all up by saying, I think that I have a really good chance of being in London in 2012, representing New Zealand in the equestrian eventing team, and really making an impact. I'm ready. Bring it on!